Good evening and welcome to another one of the lives on my channel. I was going to say on Tony's channel then. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much Tony, Annie and Claire for coming on. I will quickly, let's try and quickly get through this now. Say hello to everyone. Hi Tilly, hi Emma, hi Susie, hi Jean, hi My Country Garden. I see you on Mags, new channel name, My Country Garden. Go give Mags a follow. Not right now.
Has it actually gone live?
Pardon?
Has it actually gone live? It's not live on my phone.
Yeah, he's live.
Oh.
You're fine. Carry on.
Sorry.
I'm trying to decide if Danny's frozen or he's just
I think Danny's frozen.
I thought he was just feeling thoughtful. What are we going to talk about then, Tony?
Well, we better take this on. It means Danny isn't here anymore. I don't even know what the topic is today, but
getting ready for spring.
We can do that. Welcome to the professionalism, guys. So, what are you guys up to getting ready for spring, and Claire?
Well, getting all of my seeds ready to sow. Got a lot to sow in February. I forgot just how much I sowed this early on in the year. So I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, I just got to... Oh, God, I don't like being 3 on page. We're a bit bigger, aren't we? I've got quite a few jobs I've got to get done. I need to build a brassica cage. We are going to extend the plot at some point as well. And
Nice.
I haven't even done the paving to the greenhouses yet. And I've had all of that since last summer. It's just, you feel like you've got all of the time in the world when winter's coming, when winter's coming. And then before you know, it's like February and it's nearly spring, isn't it? It's literally upon us now. So yeah, it's
I think we've still got plenty
exciting.
of time. We've got plenty of time, haven't we? You know, we still got another 3 months before things start going out. It's just the seed sowing is going to take the time, isn't it? You know,
but
you're
in the warmth doing it, though.
You are, yeah. What about you, Annie?
Yesterday evening, I was just sitting watching telly, but I had my seed box out and I just went through all my seeds. I hoofed out everything that I thought was kind of out of date or I knew I wasn't going to grow again. I've bagged all that up and took that to the seed exchange today, down the local allotments, and then I've picked out what I can sow for February. So hopefully I'll be doing that in the next week. But I've also made a list of maintenance jobs because now's the time to start thinking about, I need to paint all my fences. I need to paint my shed and my gate. Probably not February, but maybe March, April. I've got to jet wash all my patio and paving slabs because they've gone really green this winter.
Yeah, mine have too.
They look awful. The whole
slippery as well, aren't they?
Yeah, but it just looks so drab at the moment.
I had to do mine the other day. It's a nightmare. And of course, it froze straight after. And I had no option but do it because I got viewings on the house, you know. It's a pain. Oh, there he is, look.
My live, everyone.
Hello again.
We were doing all right without you, mate.
What have I missed? Welcome, everyone.
We've done all of that. Now keep up, will you?
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next week. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. Remember earlier on before the live came, and I remember saying my internet did. I don't know what happened. It just completely went off. I heard Annie saying, what's going on or something.
Yeah, well, Annie wasn't sure whether or not we were live, so I went back to YouTube to check and we were live, and then we came back and you were just frozen there. So I was like, all right.
Did I look good on there though, or was I like?
Yeah, like that.
I do apologise, everyone. This is a professional live show, as you can see.
Yeah, we've already explained that.
we were just discussing what jobs we've got to do yet before we're ready for spring. So what about you?
Well, I won't say hello to everyone in the chat now because we've lost a bit of time.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry. So hello, everyone in the chat. I'm sorry, I'm going to miss it today, but I'm really sorry. But hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming on. But yeah, so what jobs? What was the question?
Have you got any big projects, any jobs ready that you need to get done before spring?
Yeah, that shed. I just want some warmth and a bit of sun. I know that sounds a bit daft, but I know I'm not going to get it all the time. But like today, there was a nice bit. I just want some light. I want it to be a little bit dry because there's nothing worse than trying to build a shed in damp, wet weather.
It's just
so
the rain that we've had, isn't it?
too much rain, Tony. That's what we've had.
That's constantly.
Yeah.
Absolutely constantly. And the other day, Cardiff had snow, so I don't know what was going on, like, you know?
Yeah, we had a heavy frost last night, but
Yeah, we did.
it's been dry. It's been dry, but we've had a lot of rain, and I think there's rain coming for the next couple of days as well. So
I hope it's sunny tomorrow because I need to film tomorrow.
Yeah, it was so cold today. I had to go out in the garden and clear up a little package that Paddy left on one of the raised beds,
lovely.
and the ground was absolutely, or the soil in there was rock hard.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to freeze because I need to clean up some stuff as well before I have my viewing.
Yeah. God.
He'd already
Back to the live. This is why I don't have you three on together, honest to God. Too much dog talk. But yeah, hello everyone.
He's gone. He's abandoned me.
Oh, I thought you meant me again then. I thought, don't say those words in a sentence.
No, the dog was sat on my knee, but he's abandoned me. It's very cute, but he's gone.
So if you haven't been watching, this is actually Dogs Weekly, the live show that I do. So I thought tonight we'd talk about let's get ready for spring, and if anyone's got any questions, throw them into us. What is that noise? That's not me, is it?
Don't know. It's not me.
I did hear a noise, but I mean I've got headphones in, so you shouldn't hear any noises that I've got.
You're like a or something. I'm worried that's me. I hope it's not me today. But yeah, so I thought we'd talk about let's get ready for spring because we're almost there now. We're almost at the cusp of starting. And I know we've all done videos and we're all doing getting ready for spring or getting ready for the garden. But it's because we're getting excited just like everyone else is now because we had such a rubbish year last year, didn't we? Like the growing was just like, it was like we were thinking we're getting there. And then it dropped back down and then be like, oh, we're going to get some summer. We're definitely going to get summer. And then people will say, we're going to get an Indian summer. We didn't have no summer at all.
No. It just rained all year, didn't it?
It started in March. That's when autumn started last year. And then December came. It was winter.
I'm really looking forward to
the green.
Yeah, that's and mine as well, Annie. But I really hope that we get a good, or what you would class as a good spring and summer because I started a bit of growing in June 2023, which everyone said was the worst year yet. And then obviously last year you keep saying is the worst year yet. I haven't actually experienced what gardeners call, or vegetable growers call, a good season yet. So I'd really like to have one this year.
It was about 6 years ago when I had my greenhouse installed. It was installed in February and we had 70 degrees.
I remember 2018 was a good year. 2018 was a good year.
Mm.
I think the year before last, I think it was quite nice. I think if I remember rightly, but
2022 was a good year.
Yeah,
we had a good
22, 23.
But it was a heat. We moaned then, didn't we? We moaned then that it was a heat wave, and we were shading everything. I remember this, and I don't think we can ever be fully satisfied with the weather. But last year, I just felt like the problem with being a gardener as well is that you put so much effort in from January, February, March, and April. You put so much of your time and effort into growing things and buying everything, and they are massive investments, especially if you're growing things that are a little bit pricey as well. And then when you don't quite get the payout from it, then it's a bit deflating. Then you think, God, that was such a massive amount of energy.
I think it can be quite overwhelming for new gardeners as well because they come into it and they have a year like we had last year and they think it's them. And they, I had it so many times, people going, I used your potato methods for argument's sake and I didn't have a good crop. Well, no one had good crops last year because it was so wet and, the low light levels that come with grey skies and, so you're never going to get, optimum crops out of it. I mean, it's great because we haven't got to water so much, but then there's that trade-off, do you know what I mean? And then when it's too hot, you're constantly watering and the plants check. So it'd just be nice just to have more consistency.
I think also the seed viability hasn't been good either, and I think the previous few years we've had really high temperatures when the seeds were forming, and I think it's really had a detrimental
I
effect.
agree. I agree with you. Yeah.
Because I've bought packets of seeds and hardly anything's germinated. It's
especially
been
you noticed like the butternut squashes for the last 2 years, even on all the Facebook pages, and I've seen a pattern that they were all writing the same things as well, saying like butternut squashes haven't been good for the last like
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Peas as well. You put loads and loads of peas in trays and nothing germinates.
Yeah.
Onions for me already this year.
Funny enough, Claire, I was about to say the exact same thing. You know, all my onion seeds, I've looked at my germination, and I've tried 2 sowings now because I tried all my old seed last year. And I thought if I just put a lot in, I can just pick out what I need. I had like 2 or 3 come up. I couldn't believe it, and they were only last year's seed. I'm about to re-sow.
Yeah,
I
I bought onion seeds. In fact, it was in like my last video. You saw me in pews like you were, Danny, buying the onion seeds, and I got the sets in, but I bought seed as well, and not a single seed. And this year's seed has germinated. Not a single.
If anyone in the chat has actually bought onion seeds in the UK and they've had good germination, can they put them in the chat? Because I'm worried that the seeds that I bought, because they're the same ones that I bought last year, is whether or not they're going to germinate. And I want to get some in now. So if you have bought some,
I'll be doing a second sowing in the next couple of days.
I bought mine at Malvern in September. So I bought the mammoth, the reds, and the normal white onions. And I think I had about 6 come up, and they've not really done anything. They've sort of first come out of the ground, and then they've not withered or anything, but they don't look very happy at all. So I think I'm going to scrap those and start again.
I've always overwintered broad beans. I've done it for years and never had problems. But the last couple of years, and I don't know why I bothered even doing it this autumn, I've had disasters come this time of year that they're just absolutely rotted in the ground.
I stopped doing it.
Then I've got to lift them all and start all over.
Danny will tell you all my broad beans have been sat in glass jars in the shed because I was adamant I wasn't going to sow them last autumn because of that reason. And I've literally just sown some now in the polytunnel.
I sowed some in late autumn as well, the ones you give me, and it wasn't the seed. It's not the seed, because I chitted a few of the seeds and they were fine, but I don't know what happened, Annie. Exactly the weather.
They just don't seem to be able to cope with the weather anymore.
So I'm re-sowing again now that I've re-sowed.
I've just sown some
2 days ago. Yeah,
the red flowered ones. It said I could sow them under glass in February. So I mean, we're a little bit early, but I've sown them today. But
I think the problem is because we are avid gardeners and we've all been gardening for years, we sort of look at the year in cycles. We plan and we know when we're going to do things, and we kind of forget that the weather is unpredictable. We should know, but we get it in our heads. We're going to do this in March, we're going to do this in April, but then the weather.
I think the problem you have, Annie, is that you have to make that start, because if you think, right, okay, I'm going to wait until March to do these now because weather was bad last year, and then you have bad weather in March. Where do you draw the line when you have to sow, and then that could be potentially the last chance you have of sowing that and end up with no crop at all. So sometimes it's better to sow early, take that chance that if they don't germinate, you've got other options, then you can re-sow and everything else. And I think, it's about mitigating any issues that the weather are going to cause by allowing yourself that time in order to ensure that you get enough of a crop come through.
It has seemed to become more unpredictable since COVID. I'm not saying COVID was the reason.
We can't blame that. We can't keep blaming COVID.
I'm not suggesting it's COVID, but it is a timeline, isn't it? And it seems since then, the years since then, have been really unpredictable.
I think it's really important why I say to people, save as much seed as you can, because you think about where this seed's being produced. Is the climate anything like the climate you're growing them in? If you've got seed that's produced here in your garden. It's already acclimatized, so it knows what to expect. You know, you'll have a much better germination rate, much better success rate, and stronger plants. I'm harping on so much to people. Look, save seed. Just let a couple of lettuce bolt, let a couple of brassicas bolt, you know, your peas, your beans. Daniel will tell you I had jars and jars and jars of seed there. You know, I had like 3 jars of
Kerry,
beans.
I looked at them, I thought, this looks like Kerry the dog in the plot's weekly shopping in here. About 6 or 7 jars of beans. I thought she'd have met these by now. They wouldn't be sown at all. They'd be on a blooming salad, they would.
They are just there as my, you know, and it's good to save. And seed will last a long time if it's, you know, collected right and it is mature and is stored correct, and it'll last a long time. But I think saving your own mitigates all the issues you get with store-bought seed, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to be a must task, you know.
I actually banged on about that in my video before last.
Good video that was, Annie. Well done. Good. Look at Annie up in the game, up in the game.
Even when you think that you've bought fresh seed, though, they've packaged it some years ago, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's the issue, you know.
Yeah.
They sat in bulk bags in a warehouse for like 2 or 3 years.
Because they don't care, really. They don't care.
And then it's sent out then to be packaged, and it's got a package date of like August 24 on it. And you think, right, this is fresh seed, but whereas it might be 4 or 5 year old, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And yet, on the flip side, if you feed the birds the blooming cheap bird seed,
I know.
That germinates. Every single last seed germinates.
You know, Annie, that's what I'm going to be doing this year with my sunflowers. I'm just going to throw the bird seed and hope for the bird. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the only sunflowers I've ever had in my garden over the last few years is because the bird seed has germinated.
On the shelf just out there in the garage, I've got 4 bird feeders full of seed. They've been there for about 10 years, and they're full of sunflower seed. I just haven't put them out for the birds. There's 4 of them there. I should just take them and see whether the sunflower seed in those actually germinates. They're about 10-year-old. They still sat on the shelf.
I bet they will.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, sod's law, though, isn't it?
Annie, I would probably say out of everyone, though, knowing from your track record, you are probably the most prepared for spring, I would say, out of the 4 of us, because I don't know, you always come across like you've got your together.
Well, you say that.
Get on, Annie. I've seen your boxes and you've got everything labelled, and I thought, I wish I was at Annie's stage now where I just got to disinfect in the greenhouse. I thought, I'm nowhere even near doing that. Am I going to disinfect in the greenhouse this year? I haven't got time, Annie. I wish I did. I wish I was at your level of
but you want to see the list I made today, the things that I've got to do, and I've got to try and do before March. I mean, it's non-stop.
But it's an evolving thing with a garden, isn't it? There's always something to do. It doesn't matter what time of year it is.
I'm a neat freak, and
I'm glad that
neon lights flashing at me. This needs doing. I can't ignore stuff.
I like that there's always a list, though, that it's an evergreen list, isn't it? There's never something.
Just revolving.
If you ticked it all off, you'd be like, what now? You know,
what now? You have to go and do housework then.
Oh, God,
oh, no, Claire.
No way.
Tina wouldn't stand for that.
We should do Through the Keyhole for YouTubers. They'd have a blooming shock, honest to God. They tell you now. Let's say hello to Linda. She's in the background. She's lurking about. Hi, Linda.
Hello there.
Thanks for coming on, Linda.
Oh, you're welcome.
Looking very springy, Linda.
I know. I thought I'd put the sunflowers there because my plot isn't looking at its best at the moment. So
I went past her yesterday. I thought this is going to be a committee letter the way she's going.
Get lost, not that bad.
Don't you do a plot tour? That's more like a blooming swamp tour. What's over there at the moment? No, it looks lovely, Linda. I bet all your spring bulbs are all shooting up now, ready. I've seen mine popping their heads up a little bit. Well, the ones in the polytunnel, they're up like that already, so I've caught up.
Nice.
But yeah, I was saying, Linda, we're getting excited for spring now, so I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are now looking through seed packets now, and are you?
Well, I've been meaning to, and I haven't done it yet.
Come on, Linda. This year's the year, Linda, you to grow things what the seed packets tell you to do.
Maybe.
We all like to go a bit rogue, though, don't we?
You do. Yeah.
But again, seed packet is only a guide, Danny. You should know that because it's all dependent on your climate.
Yeah.
That's it. It can say on there February, March, and April. And if you've had a terrible February, March, and April, that seed pack is not February, March, and April. It's April, May, and June. You know.
And if you're in the south or the north, again, it's like a 6-week difference there. You know, so you know.
I know. I always show on my channel to Scotland. This is what you could have. This is what you could have. This is a flower over here. This is a flower. There's no making snowman up there.
Green, look, green.
Yeah. It used to. I think it was last year, the year before. I think it was Mark's allotment. Not that I'm plugging that living man's channel. No, but he did a plot tour. And it was all snow on. Then I was thinking, oh, the daffodils. You mean Linda was sunbathing?
Just like the frost on mine when you came over.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. It was really, really sunny where I was. I drove up to Tony's and it was literally white. I was like, I go to Narnia.
It's only like 40 minutes away, isn't it?
I know.
Mental.
I don't know. Let's answer some questions. Linda, do you want to stay on a minute or do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, Doug's waiting to ask me something there, so stick me.
Doug, this is... Go on, Linda. Sorry about that, Linda. Sorry to inconvenience you. Let's try and answer a question. Where are we? Let's go to the bottom. There's quite a few come in. I've ordered... where did that one come from? I've ordered 4 bare root fruit trees. They arrived today. I thought they'd be little twigs, but they're like 5 foot tall. Any tips for planting them? Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
I want to know where you bought them from. I want some nice... I'd like some golden apple trees.
And Tony's probably going to say this anyway, but I'm going to say it before Tony does, but people always think when they plant trees that they should dig a circle hole, and it's the worst thing you should do. You should always dig a square hole for a fruit tree, because when the roots go out, they hit those corners and they can pierce through. If you go a circle, isn't it right, Tony? They can spiral and don't overfeed a tree either. Let them spread their roots in autumn and winter and feed them then.
Aren't you supposed to soak them as well in a bucket before you plant?
Yeah, but people always think, I'll give them a feed. You don't want them to be hanging around in that little area. You want them to be panicking that there's no food or pushing out looking for food so they can anchor themselves down in autumn and winter.
I think they need to be kept under cover for a bit, though, because that ground is too cold.
Yeah, if it's freezing. But,
I don't know, because at the end of the day, they're bare rooted, so they're dormant. Yeah, absolutely. I would potentially just put them straight in the ground. As soon as that ground warms, they're off, they're going. But Danny's right, just don't put no compost or anything.
Did everyone just hear that then? Did everyone just hear him say that?
Well, you were regurgitating my information when you know.
Hey, I learned that off the best YouTuber out there, Hugh Richards. Hugh Richards taught me that. That's who taught me that tip.
Great. Yeah, so just get them out. Put them, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd put them out and just let them establish as they go. And I would probably prune them as well. I'd cut them right back, especially if they're that tall, to an outward facing bud so that they continue to expand. And that will just, rather than, it will force the hormones out to the edge, so it'll drag it right through the plant rather than it just pushing to the tip and it growing up, because you want to strengthen the whole tree rather than just the growing tip. So by pruning, it'll push the hormones out to all of the branches.
Yeah,
I've just seen that Ali Rusty Gardens just replied to say that once you fill the hole, it's no longer square anyway. So.
Because
that soil's softer, isn't it?
Soft.
That's the thing. You've dug it up so it's all soft and fluffy. But I think I just seen now Dusty Flasher said now about clay soil as well. So if you think about it, you've just dug it out and they've just got its little cube now. If they've got a round, they just keep looking around. The roots are just
they just run around. But with a square hole, they hit that 90 degree and they'll push through rather than going around. So that's why.
Oh, thank you,
I
Ali.
was just waving to Kerry.
Don't you mention her channel on this live. She's banned. I would like an asparagus plant for the plot. Any recommendations, please? there's loads of this. The one that's the common one is like the gingham, is it? Gingham or something? It's such a horrible name. Hate saying it, but
there's a little nursery close to us that sells 2-year-old asparagus plants if you go
you
sort of
mentioned
obviously
that
in
before.
summertime. And they are conifers something or other. I can't remember what they were called now,
Yeah.
but they're supposed to be one of the most prolific. And they put up loads of spears all of last year. I'd like to go and get some more this year, but I can't just tell you what they were offhand. I could find that Michelle's Kitchen Garden Diary. I
I'm
can
just
find
looking
out.
now which one I
It was conifers something or other.
I've got continuity.
Yeah, I bought a pack, and I'm having a look now, Michelle, for you. I bought a pack that was perfect for me that actually had first, second, and main crop asparagus. So
Conifers
that's
colossal.
how they market it anyway, so that you could have some at the start of spring, and you harvest them rather than having them all at the same time, because you can't do much with a asparagus. If you've got so much, you want it fresh, and you want it nice and crispy.
Yeah. Mine, the one that I have is Conifers colossal.
Oh, I can't remember
Conifers colossal.
where I got them from. So I think that's the ones I've got continuity. I know Thomas and Morgan, they do a collection, but I bought like a packet.
Thompson and Morgan even.
What did I say?
Thomas.
Did I? And them as well. I think I just found out that I actually had an internet problem, not just up here, in the whole house, because the alarm just almost went off. I just stopped it. So I can't remember where I bought this pack from, Michelle, but I'll have a look, and if I do, I'll pop it in the description for you afterwards. But I bought the pack, and it was brilliant. It was like 10 of each, and I planted them out, and I think it was like 30 crowns. I think it was about £40 or something. And they were 3-year-old as well, so I thought it was a bargain really for 3-year-old crowns. So
this year they were big, huge.
Remember the ones, Tony, you give me?
Yeah. Oh, you had the one was left, didn't you? I couldn't get any.
I
couldn't
had
get
to
any more
leave
in
them
my bed.
in my other plot. I hope you enjoy them. I was gutted leaving them. They would have been ready now as well. But my ones are ready. Yeah, my ones are ready now. The ones I bought. We should be harvesting them this spring. So
I planted another bed last year, so I'm hoping they were 2-year-old crowns. So I'm hoping that this year maybe they'll do something, you know.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
Yeah. So I'll try and put that in the description as well, the ones I got. But there's loads of varieties, but it's what you want for you. Like, you can get white ones as well. They make me look a bit scared. They look like dead man's fingers coming through the ground, don't they? They're not for me, Annie. They're not for me. These white spears coming up. I'd rather, I don't mind the purple ones though, if they look all right. I think I got some of them.
Yeah, they look nice.
Garden of Emma said, "What shed inspiration have you found at Pinterest for this?" I want it to look more more greenhouse looking than shed looking, because it's going to be an extension of the shed. So, I just can't wait to do it now. The only thing I got to buy, because I was looking through the inventory of everything I bought, all the weird that I had boxes of screws bought me for Christmas. Do you know what I mean? It was like, thanks. I was really happy that people bought me screws and nails. It's the floor. I thought, hang on, I haven't bought the floor. So I'm going out this weekend with my nephew Leo, and we're going to buy a shed floor. Some scaffolding boards, I think. But yeah, I want it to be quite quirky and all different shaped windows. But I don't know.
I'm sure it will be.
It will be.
I love them. At one of our local garden centres, they've got these show gardens there, and one of the little sheds there is just lots of different windows. Old wooden windows that they've sort of like put together, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's like really quaint.
Do you know what? To try and collect those windows though, and little stained glass, it costs you more than buying a really, really nice bespoke shed, because they're so expensive to buy. I looked at doing that first of all, and I mean, you're talking like 80 to 100 to 200 quid just for these little stained glass windows now. You're lucky. I remember Jane had all hers because someone was doing a renovation, and they were going to chuck them all in the skip, all these stained glass windows that she had. And then
Danny, try the pumping station in Cardiff.
Oh, do you know what? I never thought about that. Tony, if you want to drive down there, welcome.
No, I don't.
You could pay then. You could pay if you wanted to. I'll put on the video sponsored by Simplify Gardening.
No, thanks. If I go down there, I'd spend way too much money.
I know. Also, I did see a question just now as well. I think it was off the same person. Asking how many asparagus crowns for a family of 4.
30.
You'd be surprised how many you think you need.
It's not like you're going to be eating it all year. See, that's the problem.
No.
Right? So you've got a finite window, haven't you, that you can eat asparagus. Great if you can get an early, mid and late. But then that's still only a couple of months, really, when you think about it. It's not like you're going to be pulling asparagus in September, So you don't want, and you're going to get sick of it if you have anything more. You want to be able to have a couple of meals. It is perfect
for that hungry gap, though, isn't it, Tone? Like where you're thinking there's nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's nothing in the ground, but I just think I'm looking forward to it now. I'm looking forward to it. This is the first year I've had fresh asparagus before. Asparagus? What's going on with me today? Moorside Gardener said that Annie does homegrown asparagus taste better than shop. Oh, I'm not just saying this because we always say everything.
I don't like shop bought asparagus.
I don't either. I think, and you always know when you go shop bought asparagus because you can do it. You can do that flex with it. You don't want to do that with fresh asparagus because you're carrying them home like this. Do you know what I mean? You do feel like you're a king carrying those asparagus, and I'm lucky that on my plot we've got a gentleman down there. We'll rename him to Asparagus Phil.
Fred.
Right? We'll call him Asparagus Phil, and his whole plot is asparagus. The whole plot.
Wow.
Like everything, it's all asparagus. And
asparagus.
Yeah, that's why he's called Asparagus Phil. But, but I had to think. Imagine growing just asparagus. You'd be like, woohoo! I've got a crop in April, and that's it. And then I'm back indoors then for the rest of the year. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, who's the dull one? Yeah,
I know. Is it us or them though? That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to asparagus year. Maybe I'll cook some on the plot this year. But I'm a bit worried because Linda likes asparagus as well, and she got a keto out gate. That's the only problem about that. She's a bit of a fine diner, that woman.
I don't know, Dan.
Linda,
you're getting the wrong impression of me,
Linda, I've caught you on the camera before sneaking in my polytunnel. I just remember that.
Oh, I asked you if I could have a bit of asparagus fern. Tell
it to the judge. Oh, another asparagus, was it? Listen to this.
I've not tried your asparagus, Danny.
She's like, I will all the asparagus, Danny. It is a fern, it just haven't unfurled yet.
You know what, Linda? This is when Linda went from YouTuber back to being a friend, because she messaged me saying, can I go over your plot and cut some of your asparagus ferns for a floral design? I said yes, because it was Linda. But I was thinking, you want to damage the YouTube views?
I thought you said before that if I wanted any, I could have some to go with
you
some
could
flowers.
have anything off the allotment plot. You know that.
I'm afraid to ask you again. Anyway, won't bother asking you again.
Take his polytunnel, Linda.
Linda, don't steal his arch.
His polytunnel. He said you can have anything off there.
You are. Linda, your polytunnel will be going up soon, though, won't it? So
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. I caught a plot holder. I don't recognise him, but obviously he must be a plot because he had a key. And I caught him on the camera the other day, and he walked past the polytunnel, and he must be either a relative, Linda, or someone. And he went, "That's a bloody lovely polytunnel, that is. I tell you what." And he was there for about 20 minutes. I thought,
was he?
Danny, you should get a Ring doorbell there and go, I know.
Sponsored by First Tunnels. That's what I should have said. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, get a little sort of like speaker in, along those brassica beds along the path there, so you can speak to us.
I could. On the other camera I've got up, it's acting like I'm protecting the crown jewels or something. Like you can talk on there and stuff. Because I remember once before I caught Doug going past on the camera as well, and he wasn't doing anything illicit or nothing, but he was just collecting things. But it's funny what you do see on this sometimes, And I once before was worried that someone kept going onto my plot because I keep seeing these feet, and it turned out it was me. It was me. He was my yellow boots. Those yellow boots.
You hadn't ruled out yourself.
I ruled myself out. I almost rang the police on myself. I don't know. Linda, what are you going to be sowing now in February? Give the viewers something
I
that
got to
you
go
will be
through
doing.
my seeds. I've got to do my broad beans because since the ratavetum, I haven't redone them. So I don't know. I got to have a look through all my seeds.
Well, Linda, I hope this is right. I can't even read to you what Jane Kelly just texted me. I'm absolutely shocked she just used those words. Sorry. Jane Kelly, honestly, wash your mouth out. Happy birthday, Ali. Linda.
Is it Ali's birthday? Happy birthday, Ali.
It
is, yeah.
Happy 90th, Ali.
Oh, don't say that.
Ali.
That's not nice.
Only joking, Ali.
Happy 21st, you should be saying. See?
This is what I was just about to say about Ali. So Ali has sent you beans, Linda. Broad beans. So there's a big bag downstairs to be dispersed out as well. And I thought I'd have a worry. I thought we'd have to sit there and disperse all the seeds and all. But Ali's actually put a separate. She's bagged up every single one into thirds.
Thank you.
You know, we're talking
Ali,
about
much appreciated. Thank you so much.
We're talking about Ali from the Right Pear Plot. It's her birthday, not Rusty Garden, Ali.
Oh, I just seen AL.
Oh, come on, Danny, get it right.
Tony, you the one who spelled it wrong. You wrote Happy Birthday, Ali. It was ALLIE. I was going by you.
I'm using creative options here. Short, sweet. I'm on live stream, like. Knew what I meant. I had a thank you.
On the right I hope you have a nice time. I'm sure Trisha spoiled you anyway. I'm sure she has. So what about you, Tony? What will you be sowing now in February?
Well, I've sown a lot of the cold stuff, but I'll be doing more brassicas. I'll probably getting in some, more turnips, things like that, getting that sort of stuff in. I've already got my celeriac in. That's all done. My broad beans and stuff like that is already in. So it's really mainly just getting, all of those colder crops more sort of second sowings in, and I'm going to be sowing.
Should I be doing my celeriac now? Because
I've done mine.
Have you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those crops that needs a real long season, and it's slow to germinate. So the earlier you can put it in, the better. Right, I said this last year on your live stream as well, Danny.
Yeah, and you have to remember to put that on top of the soil. On top of the surface, not underneath it. It needs the light to germinate.
Hang on, are you on about celery now or celeriac or both?
They're both the same thing, but celeriac we're talking about. So I don't ever cover it over with compost. I use vermiculite because the vermiculite will allow light to penetrate.
That's true,
you can do that, and then that'll will hold moisture above the seeds, stop them drying out.
Ooh.
But it's just stuff like that. I'm going to re-sow some onions because we were talking about earlier on how bad the germination's been on them. Just really topping stuff up ready for March, really. The end of February, then I'll start getting in things like some tomatoes, cucumbers, things like that. I'll start putting them in early.
This is where this live, though, is good for those things because it reassures other gardeners, and I've never really thought about it in that way, is that we're all coming on you and saying, we're having problems with this, this, and this, and this. And they might be having the same, and there's nothing worse. And when you're at home and you feel so annoyed that you think, why am I not germinating? You keep trying and trying. But on a live, then, we can actually highlight those issues, can't you? And say, we're all doing the same thing.
Universal.
Yeah.
It's good here because all right, there might be an issue with onion seed because we're all saying the same thing. But But the other thing that you have to look at is whether or not everybody's using the same composts, because composts have been so bad over the last few years. Imagine everybody was just using like the Vitax compost or something like that, and they were getting no germination. Well, it might not be the seed, it might be the compost. So it's good when you have this conversation going, because you can say, well, look, what compost are you using? What's this?
I don't have any problems with that.
Where you germinated it. No, I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying I'm not bad-mouthing them, but it just allows you to problem solve what the real issue is. Is it a seed? Is it compost? Am I overwatering? But if a lot of people are having the same issues, then it allows you to think, right, okay, it's not me, it's the seed or it's the compost. I now need to make a few changes,
Have you sown
Yeah,
those
no.
loofah seeds?
Have I?
Yeah, have you sown your loofah seeds? Did you
Yes, I
sow
have,
them in
Claire, because in my
January?
video in 9
I
and
know
3
they were in your
quarters, I said I was sowing
January.
them in January. Yes, I have.
But
I
I haven't
just
sown mine
checking.
yet.
I did the chitting on paper, toilet paper.
Yeah,
That was
I
the
put mine in paper.
that was a 3/4, wasn't it? It was 9
That's-
3/4.
Yes.
What did I keep saying, Claire? It was annoying you.
He kept saying 3 1/4 instead of 3/4.
And every colour
9 and 3 and
My eye was
3/4.
twitchy.
Yeah. Yeah, but every 3 or 4 minutes of the video, she was messaging going, "You've done it again. You've done it again. I just heard you say it one more time." And I'm like,
I was like, "Is that a Welsh thing? Do you say 3 1/4 instead of
Claire,
3/4?"
no, Claire, no.
3/4. It's a
No,
Danny thing.
it's not a Welsh thing.
Whenever no, it was a me thing. I did try and blame it on the Welsh thing, though. I said, "Oh, it's like a Welsh thing. You can get away with lots of things saying that." But I always like the Claire, so I'll put a video up and I'll edit and think, she's going to notice this. She's going to notice it. And all of a sudden, I'll have a message going, "I noticed in your last video that you edited over your voice very well in that video." Most people wouldn't notice, but most people did.
Sometimes, though, right, it's worth putting mistakes into a video because it gets so many comments from
Get
people.
on, don't act like you did that spelling mistake in your last video. What was that word you did?
But I don't always do it. But like I said, it's worth sometimes putting.
Oh, she's got cramp. She's
Oh,
got
bless
cramp.
her.
Sorry, Annie.
Kick her off.
Annie. Rest in peace, Annie.
It's painful, isn't it, Carl?
I watch her in the background. She's rolling on the floor now. I'm not showing that.
Blue lights coming past now.
Oh my God, she's got a neck brace on. She looks like she's just been to the toilet, you know. Annie, give me a thumbs up if you want to come back on.
Not the middle finger.
All right, Annie. Are you all right,
sorry
Annie?
about that. Yeah, I suddenly got cramp in the back of my
Oh,
foot.
bless you.
Hey, that's good. That's going to be a short by
painful, isn't
tomorrow.
it?
That is on my life. That's going to be a short. You went.
He's terrible, isn't he?
Oh my God, I
glad
get
you're
that in the
okay,
night
Annie.
sometimes, and I
Annie.
yell.
Do you know what I thought happened? I thought you poured coffee on yourself or something, because
No.
I did try and quickly get you off, though, Annie. I didn't show what I seen, because what I seen,
Rubbing your
bloody hell,
bum.
it was enough to put you off your Savoy, Linda. I don't know. Right, should we try
Where
it?
are we going with this
I
line?
don't know what's going on. Right.
Oh,
Are we
you won't
getting
ask
ready for
me on
spring?
again.
How are you feeling, Annie? How are you feeling about spring?
Mate, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm fed up with this cold, wet, long winter. I know we say it's long and miserable every year, but this one is really dragging, and I'm fed up with it now. The only good thing is I've noticed, well, we've all noticed, that the days are getting a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Am I on my own? Oh,
I
so
just put you
you
up,
are.
Annie. I just frighten you a bit. Sometimes I like to highlight, you know. I like to highlight.
No, I
again.
don't
Main
like the
character.
spotlight on me.
Yeah. I did it for Kerry on Dog and the Plot went, and Ofcom got involved, so I'm not really I'm not bothered about it now. She's probably given up watching this live now anyway. That girl that grows.
I am
Hello,
looking
welcome.
forward-
Hi, Ross.
I'm looking
What's
forward
that?
to spring. I get very optimistic.
I am as
so
well.
I hope we're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm feeling optimistic about this. I think we're going to have a lovely spring, and I feel like I'm
hope
going
so.
over the top with. I'm going to be going bigger and better with sowing this year. It's going to be Linda. It's going to be the biggest garden centre I got in my polytunnel.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely.
but we're also going to be doing that thing, Linda, we talked about as well, about we're going to be sowing for our community this year, aren't we? So our community, our village, there's a lady in our village that she plants around signs and things, flowers and all. And
That's the first I heard of it, Danny.
no, Linda, we've talked about this twice on the lives, and Cheryl's involved. Remember the lady who paints the benches, and she plants underneath signs and all? Remember, I've sent you the pit.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you remember
Well,
her
it was
now?
a while ago since we had the conversation.
But we talked about it on the live as well. Remember, she plants underneath the signs and all in our village. And we said we were going to donate some plants. Do you remember this?
I do remember now.
You
I
don't,
do
do you really?
apologise.
But
I do. No, I do actually. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
What's her name,
apologise.
Linda?
Yeah.
We
I
can't
don't
say
know what
her
her
name.
name
I forgot her name. Hi, Mayu.
No, honestly, I do remember now. I do apologise.
Yeah, so we're gonna be sowing and growing some flowers to pass on. So when we drive past the roundabouts, we'll know we've helped a little bit to our village
Make
as
sure
well.
you find Linda. She's got to sow those flowers.
Yeah, but yeah, see, there you go. Cheryl's remembered. She got a better memory than you, Linda. I remember she's called Alison.
She even remembers her name now. Well done, Cheryl. Well done.
Yeah.
Fair play.
You are.
Great job.
Jane said Gorilla Garden. Well, she said Gorilla Garden. Yeah, but yeah, Cheryl Alison is her name, and she's in our village, and she's retired, but she just plants up underneath all the signs and flowers. And also, we said our site would do the same. Anyway, moving on. What's going on with this life? I thought you three at the top, honestly, Claire, Tony, and Annie. I thought you two were going to be a dead cert tonight, and Claire's the only one behaving, as always.
I mean, I didn't know I was here until an hour
That's
before.
true.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, thanks for being available, Claire. I know. I said, Claire, have you had the link for the live tonight? She was like, I'm on the live. I was like, yes. And then I realised, have I even actually sent her the invite for the live to see if she's available? So it's a good job that Claire looks like this 24/7. So it's a bit lucky, really. Border Platter has said, I have heard that. Linda, do you want to stay? I'm happy for you to stay.
I don't mind either way. I'm watching the chat anyway.
I
so
can see that.
If I'm looking a bit strange and I go like that, I'm going a bit closer to the.
Linda, while you're on, I just thought I'd say congratulations on 2,000 subscribers.
Oh yes,
that's a very
congrats. Well done.
That's excellent. Linda. You're doing well, Linda.
And 8,000 for you, Danny. Let's not forget to.
And I hit 8,000.
Yeah.
There was a couple of milestones this week, though, wasn't there, Claire? Who else was there? Ali
got 4,000.
Congrats.
Our allotment plots, they got 1,000. There has been a few.
It's brilliant at the moment because YouTube are really pushing the smaller channels because they've changed the way their algorithm works. So now it promotes, you'll see like somebody with like 1 million subscribers and right next to them someone with like 100 subscribers being promoted.
I still know which one I'm bloody watching, let me tell you.
No, but my point I'm trying to make is before that never happened, that's why it took me so long to grow initially, because you just weren't getting the promotion. But they realized that they can't survive on just all the big channels. People are getting bored. They need new people coming in all the time, and the only way to do that is to get the new channels growing, and so it's really good that they're giving them the exposure that they need.
Yeah.
I've just seen as well Allotment of the Dead. He hit 1,000.
Oh, well
as well.
done, Jason.
Well done.
Congrats.
Yeah,
there was another milestone as well. What's that woman I don't know now? What's her name? I can't remember. She had 10 years anniversary. Slipped my mind. I can't remember what her name was now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Anyway, someone anyway. Someone hit
I know who.
Someone hit 10 years anniversary.
Jane. Jane.
No, I wouldn't. It doesn't sound like that. Doesn't sound like Jane.
It was Jane.
That's not something
Jane would do. She put a video out about it, didn't she?
Something I can't. It was someone I knew anyway, Linda.
Yeah.
Jane, well done.
Well done, Jane. 10 years of Jane Kelly.
Oh, I've got cramp again.
We deserve medals.
Annie, go and drink a glass of water because you might be a bit dehydrated.
Yeah.
Put half a tub of salt in it.
Off tub.
She's ducking and rolling there. She's acting like the house is on fire. Honestly.
Oh, bless.
We'll give her some dignity. Even though I can
Are any of us growing anything this year for the first time?
Yeah, come on, Claire. Let's talk about gardening.
Yeah, sorry.
What are you growing for the first time this year, Claire?
Well, a few things.
Apart from your channel.
I'm trying.
To
grow.
Yeah, try it. Go on.
A little bit.
You're doing well, Claire.
Thank you. I don't know, something I haven't said yet, so I'm not going to say that yet.
You just started the conversation off, and now you haven't got nothing to talk
about.
Well,
I was asking you, not me.
Right.
I have got some Turkish orange aubergines that I've not grown those before, so I've just sown them. They got sent to me by my new friend Emma from Kitchen Garden magazine, the deputy editor. So, yeah, so I had to put
Look
them
at
in.
you name dropping.
Look at it, God. Don't act like we haven't all got a contact called Emma from the Kitchen Garden. Come
And I
on.
sent her some loofah seeds as well, so hopefully she's going to grow some loofah seeds as well.
I need to sow mine. I
But,
haven't sown them yet.
I'll have you know
but
that
she
Emma got a
sent,
restraint order on Jane Kelly. That's a different
but
story.
she sent a lot of them. So if anyone would like some of the Turkish orange aubergine
I
seeds,
don't
and I
want
don't know.
second-hand seeds off Emma from the Kitchen Garden. If she want to send me these, what are they called, Claire?
Turkish orange aubergines. So they just looked a little bit different. So I'm looking forward to growing them. Yeah, I've just seen that Beans, Brews and Bread. I can't say that. Beans, Brews and Bread is doing the mangle wurzel, and I think Kerry's doing that as well. I think, or I might have just given a secret away. Sorry if I have, Kerry.
And also, I'm thinking of trying to grow the mango wurzel. So yeah, so what is a mango wurzel?
I was
Well,
yeah.
it's
I was
Wurzel
just going to ask
Gummage's
that.
head, isn't it?
Oh,
Wasn't
Tony going
Wurzel
there then.
Gummage's head made
Tony,
out
you
of
going there?
gold?
You don't need to grow then. I was
What have
your
I got?
wurzel gum. You got your wurzel gummage.
Oh, well, Wurzel has been retired, but I've still got his eyes and his hair and stuff. I just need to make a new one.
How horrible.
Mango wurzel.
Well, after like 11 years, you know, the tree trunk body and everything rotted and what have you. So I decided to pull his eyes out, take his hair and his hat and his clothes, and the rest of him went on the fire, and I'll remake him eventually.
Yeah. We just got I got plenty of wurzel gummages with allotment plots, and I was like, "We're all right, Linda. We're okay. We got a couple of wurzels."
I look like Wurzel Gummidge, just a bit of an
Couple
hour
hours
out
ago.
in the wind. Yeah.
What's it called?
Fly away
Mangle
hair.
wurzel. I think that
Yeah.
was very popular in the 19th century, and I think that's something that is just not really eaten now.
I never heard of it. I haven't.
Mm.
So.
I just
Mango
googled
wurzel.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. And Mayu said, "Oh, that mango wurzel looks amazing."
it's a
We're all
beetroot.
interested.
Yeah.
It's a huge beetroot.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayu will be roasting that in the oven.
Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you all. Do you remember last week my question about cabbages?
Yes.
No, I heard it. I seen it the week before and the week before when we ignored them. Yeah.
Well, I bought some seeds. Is it Calabos? So I bought
Yes.
seeds for that you recommended. But in the week, I bought a Savoy cabbage, and I made. Now I don't know if it's what it's called. Is it Rumble Thumps? It's a Scottish meal where
Not heard of that.
you chop up the. I don't know if it was technically traditional or not, but I had chopped up leeks, onions, the Savoy cabbage, and mashed potato. You mix it all together, and then you top it with cheese and put it in the oven. So I haven't had the Savoy cabbage or the cabbage on its own. I've had it mixed with mashed potato, but it was blooming lovely. It was really, really nice. So I'm trying very, very hard to get over my aversion of cabbage. So that's my trend for this year. That's my plan for this year.
It didn't work for me on tomatoes last year.
No. But growing up, people used to boil cabbage to death, and it used to stink people's houses out, and it's revolting at school. And that put me off for life. I think this is the first time I've bought cabbage in probably 40, 45 years. But I'm proud of myself because I ate some this
done.
Well done, Annie.
Actually, Linda, you had did you have a Calabos? No, it was Cheryl, I think. Maybe Cheryl had a Calabos. I can't remember now. But I love a Calabos, and I will actually give credit to, I think it was actually Jane Kelly. Dare I say it? I think she.
That's the red cabbages. Those lovely big red cabbages.
Honestly, but they're a little bit sweet as well, so they haven't got that.
They're brilliant for slaw.
Cabbage. Yeah, really, really good, and
really good for slaw.
They just. Well, I'll always grow them anyway. They're definitely the thing that I forever order, and I ordered new seeds this year because I thought, you've been using those seeds for 4 years now, and I mean, I know Brassica's land, but I'd rather get some fresh seeds. So I ordered.
But this is what I'm saying. Once you're growing these things, you could be growing like maybe 10 or 12 of them and leave 2 of them go to seed and collect your own seed every year. So this is what I'm trying to explain to people. If they sow more than they actually need and just grow them, and just leave a few bolt on purpose, then they've got the seed ready for next year. Cuts the bills down, it cuts down everything, you know.
I still got one calabash. So I read somewhere that if you harvest your cabbages, you can still hang them upside down, and they'll still keep, you know. And I will be honest, I harvested the calabash 2 months ago, and it's still hanging in the polytunnel, and it's doing all right. Just
even the outside leaves might go, but once you peel them off, the inside is fine.
It will be eaten tomorrow. It will be eaten on Sunday. Sorry, so I got all the family coming around. So that's the last of the. I think I'm going to be the last of a lot of the veg. So I got some sprouts I want to harvest, but I'm getting excited now for clearing beds, making more beds, getting it all ready for the spring, because that's the part I really like, is the prep work and the sowing. I think that to me is more better. I find more enjoyment out of sowing the seeds and growing those plants on than actually harvesting. I think anyone can go to a supermarket and pick a cabbage up. I know that is, you get, you know, some enjoyment of thinking, I grew this, but I like all the prep work. I like all the practical things of setting it all up and making it all look just nice. And
I'm still in limbo at the moment. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting because I don't know what's happening, and I'm like, I can't put it off anymore. I've got to get doing stuff, you know. Yeah. So it's been such. But
I think that mainly is because of the last year. I think we're just a bit more keen. Some years I'm like, I'm not doing it. What about tomatoes? Like, I know some people sow now and in February. What will you be doing this year? Linda, what are you going to do this year?
I'm going to do a few this month.
Are you different?
Yeah, are you going to be sowing when will you be sowing your tomatoes?
Me? February.
February. What about you, Linda?
I don't know. I'll have to consult with both. He likes to.
It was you a channel.
He likes to sort out the potatoes and the tomatoes, so we'll have to have a meeting. Me and Doug will have to have a meeting. You and
Doug, a bit like Margaret Thatcher and her husband. He run the country. He's a bit like that with you. You and the Iron Lady, Linda.
Yeah.
No,
the Welsh Iron Lady.
He did mention something about February. But I wondered if that was too soon to start.
Yeah, I've just
sowing tomatoes.
Well, I'm going to sow some of the house tomatoes. The one I've got is a little cherry, a yellow one called Aztec Dwarf. And they'll just stay on the kitchen windowsill, but I won't be sowing anything else until March. They grow so quick, and I'll be inundated with peppers and chilies under the lights by then.
You don't even like tomatoes, Claire, do you?
I don't.
I think it's brilliant. You've got a big polytunnel. Let's grow tomatoes. I don't like the thing.
65 plants.
Yeah, but the rest of the family do. The rest of the family do.
It's like breeding rabbits, but you've got allergies, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like them.
What about you, Annie? Yeah. When did you say you'll be sowing yours?
In February, but probably towards the end of February.
Tony, what about you?
I'm going to probably wait till the beginning of March, only because
it's cold up there.
Well, it is cold here, yeah, but they are going to grow quite quickly anyway. I can't put them out till the end of April, beginning of May. That depends on the last frost. And you know, last year I sowed at the beginning of March, and I was trying to slow them down on the growing. So I don't want, you know, I mean, using this room again because I don't want to have any. I mean, I got no room in here anyway for a start, and secondly, I don't want to have to keep checking the plant just because I can't put it out and I've got no room for it. I'd rather have them growing but smaller, because when I put them out, they'll just keep growing and they won't have that peck.
Forgiving, and they like you put them in and they'll romp away anyway. But
as soon as it warms up, they're gonna go, in there.
Yeah, because
I think with YouTube gardeners as well, you know, everybody wants to be the first to be getting fruit off their plants and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, you know, to me, I know we need to be maybe a little bit ahead of most to be able to give them the information they need. Yeah. But it's like, well, you know, is that what's best for my plants, or just to make a video, or what, you know? And I'm past that now, to be honest with you. I'd just rather get them in, get them growing at the right time. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to set your viewers up to fail either, do you?
No,
absolutely.
That's what you do if you are watching this in Scotland, start sowing in June. Max, we'll be all harvesting, and Max allotment will be there. I just put my tomatoes. No,
and that's the one thing I will say. No matter who you watch on YouTube, or anywhere else that you're watching, is you have to take the information in how to grow something, but not necessarily the planting dates, because that's really dependent. And like Danny is like a couple of minutes, 40 minutes away from me, but I know his climate is much milder than what I have here.
Yeah.
And my allotment is totally exposed. So the winds come right across it.
Yeah.
Well, that drops temperatures even more.
Same
like
for
we
us.
said. Yeah, like we said earlier on, Danny was in the sun when he came over to me. It was all white. And that's, and you have to deal with that. Now, if I listen to Danny because he's in Wales as well, and I planted my stuff the same time as Danny, well, there's going to be a disconnect there. And then I'm going to be losing crops because I follow Danny. Stop
exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm in East Anglia, so again, that's different. But I only grow mine undercover. The only ones I grow out in the garden are from suckers that I've taken off the ones that are in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Can I just say something? It's quite important, this, right? Jane's actually agreed with me for once.
She'll delete that comment.
Thank you, Jane. Too late, I've screenshot it.
Are you all right, Jane? I mean, are you feeling okay? I'm going to ask this question. Oh, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, you talking about that. I've been watching Gemma with her sowing videos recently, and obviously in London, she has much warmer temperatures than us. When she talks about, I think she said her last frost date was, did she say February or March, or 2 months before us? And you can't wrap your head around that, and we don't feel like that's that far apart. At the end of the day, England or the Great Britain is not that big a country, is it? But it is really when it comes to
mine's
that.
The 21st of April, usually.
Yeah, mine's the 10th of May.
Yeah, we're around the middle of May. And that's the problem, because every year it's different. Technically, we're middle of May, and more often than not, it'll be in the middle of April. But then that occasional time, we've had really hard frosts in the beginning of June. So, it can swing, and it really depends on the year. But we seem to be getting wetter. We've gone from the cold winters now.
Well, do you remember last year, we all had our tomatoes, we were all in trays, and we were all, do we put them out now? And then they put them back in. You're thinking, do we do it now? Nobody knew when to do it. And last year, a lot of YouTube channels were all saying on the videos, I'm putting these out. The outdoor ones I'm talking about now, I'm putting these out.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Like, we're gambling again this year. But I'm hoping this year's not going to be a gamble. Let's play Guess the Gardener. Linda, I'll put you in the background now so you can have a little play of Guess the Gardener. Well, sorry, Linda. Let's play Guess the Gardener. I don't know what's going on tonight, honestly. Right. So
I'm nervous.
I know, because I don't know how this one's going to fare this week, because
Is it Tony?
Already.
It's not Tony. It could be Tony. It could be Tony. So this week's Guess the Gardener is, and this person has been telling me off that I haven't done. No, she hasn't. But he hasn't.
Oh, well, we know it's a she.
Well, you're going to know that from this anyway. So this week's Guess the Gardener. Now I've got two. So do I do the first one? Okay, I'll put the first one up, and then you won't get it. Okay, so let's do this one. So this week's Guess the Gardener is. Can I highlight this one a bit bigger? Yeah. No, it's not of the Waltons.
Oh, is that?
Oh, that looks familiar.
Bumblebee.
It's Tony.
On weekends.
No, this is a toughie. This one is. This one's toughie, but I think the next picture you'll be like, ooh, maybe. But in the chat, pop it in. Look at him saying Linda. Why are you trying to say Linda?
No, it's not Linda.
Linda's only 21.
You see, when you said this person's been having a moan, I was
So was
going
it
to say
Freddie?
Jane.
No, do you know what? Someone said Freddie, and I can actually see Freddie in that little bonnet. I can see it. I can see his face a bit there. Yeah.
Let's have the other picture, Danny.
Come on, then.
The other picture is, this one's a little bit easier, I think. Ooh. Looks like one of the Brady Bunch, doesn't it? Ali. People are saying Ali.
Yeah.
Claire, this could be the year. This could be the life, Claire.
Well, I do think, looking at the age there,
well.
I think it must be Ali Rusty Garden.
Yeah, I think it's Ali, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a bit of curly hair. She's got curly hair, petite.
We've had Ali already.
Have we?
Yeah.
But we could have Ali twice. There's always a chance. I mean, I got.
No.
Well, we've had Tony every week.
Is it
That's
all?
okay.
It's got to be Robin, hasn't it? Dimples. It's Robin. Dimples.
Dimples.
Dimples. Is that your nickname for it?
Oh, Robin's got dimples.
Hi, Dimples.
She sent me a letter today. Well, it's come this week, and my mother-in-law said, "You've had a letter off a man." I went, "Robin's also a girl's name."
Oh.
So she was all right then.
So people are saying, and well, now you've said this,
Yeah.
they're all saying Robin, Ali, Robin,
Yeah,
Robin,
I think
Robin,
it's.
Robin.
I think actually it might be Robin because I can see little dimples, and Robin's got dimples. I think. Yeah, I think it's Robin.
Well, Claire, for the first time,
I'm
and
wrong.
I've been waiting for this for a while. I really have been waiting for this. You're right. It's Robin from Robin's Garden.
Wow.
Yes.
How many weeks in a row now, Claire?
I don't know. It was the dimples.
But we
It was
also
the
got
dimples.
we've got a special. We've got a special this week as well. I've got another picture of someone that I want to highlight. And this is the problem. If you're my friend and you trust me with these pictures, you should never trust me with these pictures. But I mean, look at this corker of a gardener. Look at this. Honest to God.
Wow.
I mean, look at that. Happy
Brilliant.
10 years, Jane Kelly.
Congrats, Jane.
We must be the same age because my hair was that spiky once too.
That's true, Claire. I mean, you had a haircut like that once, didn't you?
I did. It must be a Staffordshire thing.
I don't know. I mean, Claire, it was a corker of an haircut, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Look at this.
Oh, look at that.
I got this. Honest, guys, the wallpaper on my phone, this is the wallpaper.
You have to be the right age to know who Imelda Davis was from Grange Hill.
Well, yeah. But we've had quite a few, haven't we? We've had quite a few on here that have been easy, but then we've had some then who have been not so easy.
Can you take that off the screen now, please?
I do apologise to everyone. I mean, this. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
That's all right, Claire. But yeah, well done, Jane Kelly, for your 10 years. And when she sent me, I thought, before she deletes this, I was like, save in my phone. I thought, that's going on this week's live. But I love that. I told her, I said, and the internet is forever.
It is.
There you go. If anyone wants a screenshot that, they can. You can have it forever. So yeah, that was this. Linda, you got it. Well, Linda, you.
I think I was the first one to get Robin.
This week I did see.
Well done.
I think a lot of the dead. He was also second.
Danny, your sound is going bad.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
Sound like Metal Mickey off the Smash advert.
Yeah, the Smash adverts. The Smash Martians.
For Smash. Oh, that's back to front.
I don't know what's gone on tonight. I do apologise. You all thought you were coming here for knowledge, honestly.
No chance of that.
There you go.
Somebody keeps asking, what is the best runner beans to grow?
Right, I'm going to answer this question because I saved it because Stormy Sea Weathers has asked this twice now. So I'm just going to answer, what is the best runner bean to start grow up? I'm doing Polestar. I'm also doing Czar, C-Z-A-R. They're the ones that Malcolm Kingswell said.
Blauhilde.
They were beautiful. Blauhilde, which is my favourite one, but they're more of a purple French bean, but they're my favourite. I'm doing quite a few this year, but I'm going to be doing some. I'm not going to say I'm going to be doing something a little bit different this year with my runner beans, and people are going to be saying you're absolute bonkers doing it, but I'm doing it anyway. But you'll have to watch to see what I'm doing there because Steve Digwell's on, and he might pinch my idea.
Some other good varieties is Stenna, which is like a really good old-fashioned variety. And you've
got
got
beans of that, Tony?
I have.
Oh, that's right. I'm actually funny enough, Tony. Well, whenever I go to Tony's, I always say when I go there, "What can I take over? What can I take over?"
Depending on the weather, firestorm or moonlight, because they're both self-fertile, really? So you don't need the pollination in order to produce the bean, and they're stringless varieties as well.
Yeah,
I grew White Lady last year. They were quite pretty flowers.
Yeah, white flowers on them.
Well, they were white with a little pink bit in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Mel Veg and Flowers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not come over to my channel from Malcolm Kingswell's channel? If you did, let me know, and then I'll explain why. But I got a feeling that you came over from Malcolm's channel. I don't know why I think that, but let me know. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of French beans. Jane Kelly said the same. They're much better. Jane, I wish we had a picture showing you around the beans last year. Honest to God. Good job you and family too, because they would have been starving. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of beans. And do you know why? Because I collected some out of the freezer, and I did some French beans and some runner beans, just kind of trying to bulk up the dinners for the family visiting. And
French always better.
The French beans were still crunchy when I was eating them. I thought
I prefer French beans too.
They're crunchy, they're sweeter, they cook better, they don't fall apart.
Yeah,
and they're stringless.
So I've decided that even though I did 2 full rows of runner beans, I'm still going to do them, but I'm going to be sowing a lot more French beans this year, and I'm going to be using them for my winter staple. So I'm going to keep the runner beans for the summer and the start of autumn. Yeah. But everything for like Christmas and all like that, I think they'll store better. And
I think so.
So what I do is I use a lot of the runners for dried beans.
Yeah.
So, they'll end up in stews, casseroles and things like that. And, to put with other pulses. And we tend to use the French beans, if we're having dinners, cooked dinners, things like that,
Kerry has just asked, is anyone doing the Greek Gigantes again this year? Kerry, I've been to TK Maxx again this year. And I bought some as well because I actually had better germination from these ones than my sage seed because we had problems with I think the Greek Gigantes, I did read this, that they cross-pollinate so easily.
Mine did, terribly.
Yeah, mine did too.
Annie, that was my favourite clip of last year, was your face absolutely dumbfounded going, what the hell's happened? I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. She was podding out and you was like, I don't know what... I was absolutely rolling in stitches because you were so... You were
confused.
Like you was just like...
They were massive beans, massive, but they
are great beans.
And pink. Yeah.
But Annie, if you plant them this year now, they might revert back. So they just seem to balance. I don't know what happens to them because I had the same thing. I was pulling up one part of the plant and they were white, and then I was pulling another one off and they were speckled. And I was thinking, but it's
mine were like that.
Cross-pollination. So I know.
You saw the brown speckled runner beans that I produced, and the whole of the row turned out they were just a normal standard bean that they've had, and they were supposed to have been like a pink and a black speckles, and the whole row have turned out with brown and black. So it's really weird, like it's like a tan colored bean with black speckles.
I'm going to be doing again this year, and I've done them for 3 years now, and I thought I lost my saved seed. And by pure chance, I must have accidentally sown this bean or whatever. But I thought I'd lost my Rhonda Black. I put it into the chat now because obviously I've actually spelled it wrong. Awkward. Let's do it again. Rhonda Black, and they do come out as black beans, but they're brilliant as well. They're brilliant in rices as well. But they do have real seeds, and you can get them. What's that? Is that your lights, Tony?
Yeah, it's the main lights going off.
But yeah, I'm going to be doing Greek gigantes again. But if you are looking at getting some, I found that you can get them, and these were £3 for all of these, and they do share.
Where's that
Look how many's in there. You wouldn't get all those in a seat, you know. And I know that.
Where's that to, Danny?
I'm
TK Maxx.
Oh, right, thank you.
Danny,
I mean, I don't want all these.
Danny, are you going to store them with the elephant garlic?
Annie, you will be getting your elephant garlic, I promise you. Wait till you see what I'm sending you, Annie. I know.
I am waiting. I've been waiting over a year.
You'll be still waiting next year as well, Annie.
No, she won't. Annie,
yes,
you have been on my mind about these because I am determined that you will be having
for 36 months.
Do you know the worst thing is I even potted them on for Annie, but I've got an idea that I'm going to be doing with the. I'm not turning up your house, Annie, even though I know I'd be welcome, but.
He's going to stalk you, Annie.
You will be getting some, Annie. You will be getting some.
It's the thought that counts anyway, isn't it? You know.
Oh, the thought's always there, Linda. That's the problem. That's the problem with me. The thought is always there.
It is. The thought's always there.
Danny,
you're right, Danny.
I can see why Linda has to go to your plot and help herself now.
Yeah, because no, Linda's always
And obviously, Jean's still waiting for a dibber.
She just said no. She knows what to post it. No, I'm waiting for some more dibbers. I have made an order, and yes, I've made an order for more dibbers, and I will be sending some out.
Ready for Malvin.
Ready for
Tell me what beans I'm not
ready for autumn, Malvin.
Yeah, spring. You mean?
Yeah.
I'm not growing Belotti beans this year though.
Ooh,
I absolutely love them. They're absolutely beautiful. But the rats, the magpies, the crows,
really
made a beeline for them. Yeah, especially the magpies.
Because of the red pods.
Yeah, and yet the Greek gigantes they left alone. So I think I'm just going to grow more of those this year and give the Belotti beans a miss.
I tell you what's a good French bean, if you're going to grow them, and they're a dwarf as well, is yin yang. They're a black and white
some of
bean.
those. Yeah,
they're
I have
absolutely
got them.
Beautiful when you eat them as well. Really good.
I've got a packet of those waiting.
Claire, I grew the dwarf or the bush Belottis, so you could grow some of those in your polytunnel.
Oh, I don't want rats in the polytunnel. I don't like to encourage them. I'd grow them. I'd try them in one of the greenhouses, though.
Hang on, are the yin yang, Tony? They're not climbers, though, are they? Are they?
They're dwarf.
I remember now. They only grow about 3 foot, don't they?
Yeah. So you don't need no support with them. You can just plant them and they'll be fine. And you know, they're so heavy at cropping as well. I pulled pounds and pounds of beans off just like one plant. They were brilliant.
Well, I'll have a couple of them, Tony, as well, if I'm coming up, because save me buying them. Look, that's the thing. I'm trying to save the pennies.
Pongo beans were good croppers as well.
Oh, they're lovely.
But what, Annie, have you got any Pongo beans left?
I have now. Yes, I have.
You sent me some of it.
Pardon?
Have you sent me any? Or was this like
no, I haven't got enough. I've only just got, I think I've got about 8.
Oh, I only need 4. Annie. I tell you what, give me, I tell you what, Annie, give me 5.
I've got loads of the Kent Blue. I think I sent you some of those, didn't I?
You did, and also Mags did as well. So I've got a lovely stock of them now. I'm not trusting other gardeners anymore with the Kent Blues.
No.
They can't be trusted. Claire, Jane Kelly, we won't even talk about Jane Kelly. She even went on there, and do you know what she did? She was doing a plot tour, and she went, look at these Kent Blues that I've been sent. Do you know what she said? These were sent by Natalie JB. I sat there. What? Adam? She was like, yeah. These were sent by these were sent by the wonderful and I thought, no, Jane, they were sent by me. and she went, well, I don't know. I don't remember whose name's on the packets in the end. I was like, but yeah, I was really looking forward to having a big stock, but I have got a lovely stock there at Kent Blue, but I would love some more Pongo beans. So if anyone's got any out there, send me some Pongo beans, because I don't think I got any left now. So, and I really would like some. So yeah, if you've got any Pongo
I ate them all
beans
and then they didn't grow anymore.
Yoka Jane saying she did not. I'm going to go back to the video. That'll be on next week's live, everybody. But yeah, they were sent by Terry King. That's another thing she's done to me as well before. She'd done that. I used to think she was doing it on purpose to try and wind me up. She'd mentioned there's something I've sent her, and then she'd say, these were sent by blah blah blah. And I think this is like she's doing this on purpose, but she's not. She's just being Jane Kelly. But yeah, if anyone's got any pongo beans, please let me know because I'd like to grow some of them because they are lovely to grow. But
maybe I'll send you some once I've had the elephant garlic.
Yeah,
that's a good idea, Annie.
Is there, Annie? A ransom note.
I haven't even tried growing them.
Oh, Tony, you're in for a treat. They're such a good. But Claire, you did manage to do Claire to. She was eating them. That's the problem. Claire was getting that excited about them. She was cropping them off, putting them in the pot, and eating them all. And I was thinking, no, these are for safe seed. But they are nice, aren't they?
They were lovely. Absolutely lovely. If I remember rightly, they grew nice and straight as well. So they're the beans that are put in the local show. I think we did well. We got placed with those ones. And then, no more came.
I know. But they are lovely. So hopefully someone's watching and afterward, even after live, please just send me some. I'm happy to pay your postage. I'm good at sending postage myself, but yeah. Annie, I am going to get better as my New Year's resolution.
You live next door to a post office, Danny.
I do not. It's about half a mile away. But Annie, you will have elephant garlic and harvested in
Danny, we ought to do a collaboration.
Yeah.
On the elephant garlic, from you sending it to me growing it. How about that?
You are, Annie. I'll still. You know what, Annie?
2047.
There you are, Annie. Do you know what? You hear this now, and I want you to come on next week on the live for 5 minutes, Annie, if you're available. And I want you to show you. I'm going to put this out here now. Next week, you can come on the live for 5 minutes, and you can show them that I've sent you the elephant garlic.
I bet he doesn't.
So if he doesn't, we'll know why.
We'll know. But Annie will still come on and she can tell him all that what I did. I didn't do it. But tomorrow...
Danny, we just know you're going to say, Annie wasn't available, so she won't be on today.
And then I'll show the clip of her having the cramps. I'll say, Annie's really poorly. Get well soon, Annie.
But don't forget, I should come on the chat.
That's what I know.
I'm sure.
Linda, if Annie comes on the chat, you got to block her.
No, I will not block Annie. I am sorry. I will not block Annie.
You are right. This is turning into a gang in the chat now. Someone's saying, send Jean the Dibber, send Jane the window corner.
We're going to be busy this week, mate.
You send me the elephant garlic and I'll send you a pongo bean.
There you are. That's a good deal.
A pongo bean.
At least I can have one bean. Well, I tell you what, you keep your beans though, Annie, and I will have some of your saved seeds for next year, hopefully.
Didn't I give you some pongo beans? I only had about a couple.
I gave them you.
I grew the beans, and then I only had a couple, and I gave you the seeds out of them. Do you remember?
I'm going to say no, I don't, Linda, because that's what you did to me.
I'm sure you.
Yes, I do remember.
Didn't you?
On one of your videos, you did actually. Yeah, you gave me two, but I think one inside was still green, but the other ones were actually. So you are correct. Hopefully, I know where they are now, but I think I do. I remember now, Linda.
Not that it's enough, I know, but still.
But hopefully, we got
just,
some.
Just saying.
I'm acting like honestly, like they're the last bloodline of a family or something. They're just a couple of French beans. You know what I mean? We need to have perspective on this world. That's YouTube guys. We're bloody nuts. We are. I don't know, but yeah, Annie. Next week you'll be on showing the elephant garlic. I'm ignoring James. Should we answer some questions before the live to finish?
A lot of people have heard you say that. Make that pledge.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have to stick to it now, and he'll be like Jane Kelly with her garlic. Me and Leo's down for the weekend, and me and him will be going to the post office, and I will be sending garlic, and you'll be thrilled by it, I promise you, because it's about this big now in the pot. So it'll cost him about 300 quid to send it.
It'll cost me about £300, Annie, but do you know what? It's worth it. Question. Go on, Linda.
I was going to say, you're going to answer the questions I've been sending you. They'll be thinking I haven't been giving them to you.
I know. I'm going to answer them now, right, Linda? Thank you.
Okay. I'll leave you to it.
Sorry, ma'am. You should, honestly, Linda's got like this look.
Look at it.
Linda's got this look, right? Sometimes she'll give me this look like, Danny, if my joke's gone too far, she goes, Danny, And I always know that. I say, sorry, Linda. I've heard that asparagus plants don't like to share a bed with other plants. Is this true? If not, what can be grown with asparagus? Now, I know people say that about the roots, but I've actually put in things like nasturtiums before, some lettuces, and I've seen people do strawberries. I don't know about those, but I don't think that you can put it. I think what they mean is they don't want it to be depleting the soil as well in the Tony as well, because they're big feeders, but they also don't like sharing. Is that right? Go on.
I thought they didn't like anything.
Typically, asparagus plants don't.
Grow out.
Yeah, they don't. They don't like other roots touching their roots, and it causes them a bit of stress and stuff, which checks the plants. But the thing with the likes of strawberries, they're very shallow rooted. So, so the likelihood of them pushing down far enough to be really intermingling with asparagus is here and there, But look, at the end of the day, they're going to come up. They're a plant, and they're going to want to grow, right?
Yeah.
So it's a case if you're limited in space, then you're going to have to grow in with them.
I think I think they're a few years and established as well. It's just at the start you want to give them that best shot, don't you? And
look, every rule's made to be broken, isn't it? And it's only an issue until someone pushes it.
That's where we got Linda. She'll be planting her tomatoes in June, and she'll still get a better crop than me. So it works out. Sometimes you've got to have those rules to break.
Is Linda a better gardener than you then? Just asking.
I think we both got strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, that's right.
I can grow a cabbage better than most people. But could I grow the plants that Linda could grow? Absolutely not. Linda's the flower queen. You're trying to dig me in all that. I'll have you know, I'm at 8,000 subscribers, and Linda's about to buy me a cake, mine. So that could have jeopardised that then.
Are you not having
Bear in mind, Linda's done 2,000. What?
Well, I'm buying Linda a cake as well.
For her 2,000.
Well, what I said is she can buy the cake, I'll bring the plastic plates. That's what I thought I'd do. No, Linda will be having a cake as well.
Good.
But I don't know.
And don't forget the bubbly that she got you for when you passed as well, mind,
Well, each milestone, honest to God.
Exactly. So
I'm in AA meetings now because of Linda. Honestly, I put on 2 stone, and I have to talk in a group around in a circle now because of that woman. Right, questions. Let's go back to the questions, can we? Yeah. Do what you want with your asparagus. That's what Tony said. I've got a Sapo Keefly on the order this year. What are they like, Tony? These are potato, I'm guessing, because
I've not grown them, so I couldn't tell you. But
add them to the database, Tony.
If it's a Sapo variety, then it's going to be a blight-resistant variety, firstly. So let me just check to see if that is in the database.
But will they be? Will they have a good amount of flavour, though, Tony? Well, yeah, I tell you what, though, they look like a waxy, nice potato, mine, Tony.
Yeah, they probably will. Give me a minute, I'll check in.
I think they look nice.
They do.
They're nice. Hey. They're £15, mate, to buy from DT Brown's. That's including delivery.
Wow.
£15 for a kilo.
That's expensive.
That is expensive. You get 8 to 14 tubers for £15. Oh, I don't know what that is.
Was it you, Danny?
I gone red. I'm in hell. I only made a Linda. Oh, I'm back. Oh, Linda, that was a warning. That was Linda making too many jokes about you, Linda. I thought I went down there, Linda. Oh, thanks for bringing me back, love. But that was a warning. That was a warning, Linda, wasn't it? Did he go red then?
Yeah.
Was it you, Danny, that said you couldn't get hold of pink fir? Because I work in a garden centre, and I looked. We've got so many varieties of potatoes. They're everywhere.
With a pink fir then?
No pink fir at all.
Wow. I was lucky that not lucky, I just forgot all about it, to be honest. I'm not making it with skill. I went into the greenhouse and I found a whole bucket full of pink firs. So I've already offered Digwell some, and I said that he can have them for £3 a tuber. I mean, mates rates. I'm happy to help the fella out. I won't tell you how he replied back because it started with a P and it ended with something else. But yeah, but I have got some
I did the
pink
same.
Annie, did you want some pink first? Because I could put them in the box, love, because it's already got me 98 quid.
No, it's fine. I haven't got room for them. It was just something that crossed my mind the other day because I was in our warehouse and we've got pallets full of sacks.
I've heard from
there
other
was
people that the pink first had a really, really bad
Struggled last year.
Yeah, but I thought mine was okay.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
just
but
my last 2 buckets were pink
But
fir
you mean the
apple.
ones that are growing for seed,
Yeah.
Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another variety last year that people couldn't get as well. I can't remember what it was, but it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, I grow the condo for trying the world record. Well, when the rat got in the shed, he ate them. So I had to get a new condo, and I ordered them from JBA in November, and they're actually limiting you to buying just 1 pack at a time.
Well,
You
if you
can't
need
buy
any
any
more, my
more.
last dig got green fingers. He's always got some.
I've got 2 kilos now, so I can. That'll be enough to get me
cheers,
going
Tony.
again.
I'm coming up next week, right? So if I can have one of them.
Yeah, you're coming over, are you?
Some of the I'm coming over. I forgot to tell you, I'm coming over. Hopefully you're free. If not,
well, it depends because I might be back in work by then.
I'll just tell you my schedule now, Tony. Sorry, viewers. If you're free next week, I'm actually in the area. So
when? Give me a date.
I think everyone's like, yeah, thanks for. I got a feeling it might be Wednesday. No, it won't. It'll be for Thursday.
Thursday the 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
They are perfect. I'm in the area. I'm in one of the schools up there, so I thought, well, that's lovely. It's just around the corner from Tony O'Neill's. That is. Didn't even know they had schools up there, Tony.
Well, some of us are better educated outside of the school.
Yeah, well, YouTube education. Right. Does anyone have any recommendations for what to start in the greenhouse in February? Go on, Annie, greenhouse queen. What do you want? What would you be starting?
Peas. We can do those.
Greyhound cabbages. I'm going to be starting some greyhounds. I am.
I don't know because I'm no expert on cabbage at all, but certainly
get a couple of greyhound, Annie. You won't go wrong.
Sorry?
Most brassicas.
Yeah, brassicas.
Get all your brassicas done now, and that's why you have those nice lush plants.
I've just found some leeks. The variety was called Below Zero, and it said that you could sow
that's a good one. That is, Claire.
So I've just sown those.
But I've grown the Below Zero. Now, they are tolerant to the cold, obviously, which is good. But be careful, because if we have a warm summer, get prepared to harvest them ones first.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that they both. I think Malcolm Kingswell, he also used to do Below Zero. I think he changed over in the end because it gets quite warm. But I didn't save the question of that, but also someone else asked how Malcolm Kingswell is. I actually spoke to him. Yeah, he's doing great, But I'm hoping that maybe next year, this year in the autumn, maybe we'll get Malcolm onto one of the lives. But we'll see. We shall see. Who knows? There's me last week. I might not be doing the lives anymore. Like, Malcolm's back in all the whole time. I don't know what's happening, but hopefully he will. I'm going to grow lots of marigolds and nasturtiums next to my crops to draw the slugs and beasties away. Any other flowers and herbs that would help with this. Now, Gary, Linda's the lady for this one, because if you're going to grow them next to them, don't grow them too close to them, innit, Linda?
Well, I would definitely not grow nasturtiums next to my beans again.
They romped at them, and they thought we've had them. They didn't even eat the nasturtiums, did they, Linda? They hid under there to get to the beans.
They did. Yeah, they did. They were eating my beans. Yeah. They were hiding under the nasturtiums and eating my beans.
Yeah.
I wouldn't grow them again next to the beans.
No, lesson learned, Linda.
Lesson learned, definitely.
Right. But yeah.
Why create a bed that's away from your main growing, like I spoke about before, with things like nasturtiums in order to attack the slugs, because it'll attract them, and then you can go and pick them off.
Well, you gotta say attack.
Because that's what you're doing, isn't it? It's not like you can go there, give them a cup of tea.
In your last video, you said they were planning attack. I thought they're not that. They were a whiteboard. Right, guys, we're heading over to plot 6, and then we're going to go to plot 8 after that.
But get a sacrificial bed away from your main growing. They'll all be attracted over there, and you can dispose of them how you want to, or even leave them there, that's fine, but they're taking them away. So plant loads of stuff over there.
That's
and then
what
put
Cheryl
a
would do
border.
with Linda, look. Cheryl do have all the lovely crops, and she'd say, pop over to Linda's.
Linda, put some nasturtiums in. I'm going to have them everywhere this year because they seeded and they dropped them all over my raised beds.
Linda, do you reckon that's why Cheryl kept trying to offer us plants last year? She was trying to
no, she's not like that.
No.
She's not like that at all,
I don't know, Linda, you could do it. Even a bit of a rookie one sometimes.
Oh, that's not nice.
No. I know she wouldn't do that, but I agree. Hopefully, next door's plot will be putting loads of nasturtiums this year.
I've got loads of nasturtium seeds in the soil.
God.
I got to dig them all out.
Yeah, I'm remember last year I had a lovely nasturtium plot. It was too many. I'm not growing nasturtium this year. I will have them on the plot, but they'll be the ones that are staying in.
They drop so much seed this year.
They do, don't they?
Everywhere, and they're going to be volunteering everywhere around my birdies raised beds because I couldn't get it all out of the soil. I've lifted some to keep seed.
But if you're limited on space, you don't actually have to be planting flowers as companion plants, do you? You can grow certain vegetable crops together to help each other,
herbs,
isn't it? Onions with your carrots
and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Charlie. He wants me to drop his ball.
I can hear him wagging his tail.
Oh, so you're making this about dogs again, are you?
Back to dogs. Next question. On YouTube, I see people adding a solution of yeast to their plants. What does yeast do?
No idea.
It raises them up. I don't know. This is probably Kerry the dog and the plot question. This is. I mean,
sourdough starter with slugs.
Sourdough in the crop. That'd be a video she'll do that. Well, on YouTube, I see people adding a solution of yeast to their plants. I've never heard of that. Have you, Tony?
I've never heard of that.
It's not something I would do.
It'd be a video in 2 weeks' time now.
I know slugs. I know slugs are attracted to yeast because I use it with my beer, and it's the yeast in the beer that attracts the slugs in the first place when you're using beer traps. So it's not something I would do anyway, personally. Maybe there's a benefit to the plant, but at the risk of bringing in those slugs, I don't think I would be doing it.
But if you wanted to attract all the slugs, put all the yeast on, I suppose, on that one. But
find someone else's garden and chuck it on there, and then they'll all go there and leave you alone.
I think we've just done this one similar. We just answered this one similar, so it was a similar question anyway. Danny, have you forgot to put a tea bag in that? It was coffee. Is it worth trying to germinate parsnips in the ground in February or indoors on paper first?
Don't do them indoors on paper.
I'm not.
The thing, if you want straight root veg, okay, they need to be planted in situ. Don't be chitting them and stuff like that. Because those seeds will they'll curl up and they'll never straighten out when they hit the soil. It's just not worth doing it.
Absolutely right. I'm well experienced in quirky parsnips myself.
There we go.
Sorry, Linda.
Linda's the only woman I know that cut her parsnips up with the scissors, didn't you, Linda? You give it an haircut before you put it in the saucepan.
Yeah, they're just not worth pre-chitting. They need to be direct sown. Wherever you're going to grow them.
I think I did mine right at the end of February, beginning of March, and I did put those little mini plastic greenhouse cloches over them just to give them that bit of extra warmth, and they were absolutely fine.
Yours were lovely, Claire. I remember you pulling them up,
Yeah, they did well.
Emma Forget-Me-Not has just, Garden of Emma's just messaged me saying, I've just hid someone from the channel and I've done it on accident. Michelle's Kitchen Garden Diary, I'm really sorry, I've just unhidden you now. So if you have been trying to message, we're sorry. It was an error on Emma's fault, which she didn't mean to do. So you're back now, allowed to chat on the channel. She's probably thinking, what's happened? No,
she's unsubscribed now.
Well done, Emma, you're sabotaging the channel. This is something... Yeah.
How far over 8,000 are you?
He's just dropped down to 7,999.
Oh, no cake, no cake then, Danny.
No, back to being slim. Next question: what is the best runner beans to start growing? we
Yeah,
covered
we've
that?
done that. Yeah.
Covered that one. When growing onion seeds indoors, when should I transfer individual seeds onto modules? Is there a recommended length time after germination?
Once they start rooting, really, when you've got a couple of flags going, 2 or 3 sort of, leaves, they're going to be a good root system, and then you can transfer them. And then ideally, you don't want to be putting them out till they got about 5 flag leaves. So.
Yeah, and watch out for those fungus gnats and all as well, because if you keep them indoors, Tony, I thought, I'm giving them the best environment here. They were under the grow lights, and it's not the best thing for me.
But they need the cold. Just germinate them on a bit of heat. As soon as they germinate, straight up into the greenhouse or something like that. If you keep them in any sort of warmth, they're just going to go really leggy. They'll fold over, and that's where you see people bringing out trays of onions that are practically laying across the surface of the tray. That's no good at that point. You need to get them just to the point they're pushing through the soil, and then get them up into the cold.
Yeah,
and
the
cool them
seed
down.
have germinated now, so now they've done that. But you've had the heat for that.
Yeah.
So hopefully the new seeds that I got.
I mean, they don't even need a heat pad, really, do they? They just need to be in the house, because
I tried on
the heat pad to germinate.
I tried on the windowsill. I tried on the heat pad. I tried some just on the table. None of them germinate. I had about 3 or 4 germinate. Yeah. So. Oh, sorry, Tony, there's a question there as well.
What is a flag leaf?
Yeah.
It's just like, when you see the leaves coming out of an onion, they just call flags. So, so as they push out more, you'll see the initial one will come up, then you'll have another one, then you'll have 2 more. And then once that 5th one comes out, they're robust enough to go outside. Obviously, you want to do that weather depending, but...
But if not, just pot them on a bit, Tony.
Yeah, just keep potting them on until the weather's right. But you don't want to be putting them out before that.
There you go. Next question. Have any of the panel grown yard-long beans? Do they need any special requirements? Yes, they do. Have you done them, Tony, before? Do you want some seed, Tony? I ordered some more new seed because Kerry sent me one. I don't know if it was the same variety.
I just find they're such heavy croppers that you really need a good support system. But if you've got some, I will have some seed.
Oh, a couple of quid, yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. So the only requirement is personally what I said is like Kerry from Dog in the Plot, she sent some. She grew some outside on an archway. I grew them in the greenhouse purely by accident. And mine, they need that humidity and they need that heat.
Humidity and warmth, yeah.
I know they're very commonly grown in like India and places like that. So, it was a real.
They're heavy as well, so you need a good support system with them.
Yeah, so I think Kerry's grown them again this year. So, yeah, I think
I'm polytunnel this year.
That's what I'm saying. So, I think I have ordered some more seed as well. So I got extras, and I'm gonna grow them in the polytunnel over an archway. So. That's my plan. So maybe just if you've got of course, greenhouse or polytunnel, but outside, unless we have heat wave. But it's the humidity they like. So, but they grow.
Kerry's telling you she sent you gourds, not beans.
No, she did not. She don't listen to her. She didn't at all. She's just trying to.
She did grow snake beans last year.
She did. Thanks, Claire. She's trying to sabotage my channel. This woman.
No, I'm agreeing with Kerry. She grew snake beans last year.
She grew snake beans,
long beans.
not yard
yeah, but
long.
I think that. Claire, if you listen about 3 minutes ago, I said I'm not sure if it was the same variety, but they were long. They were a long bean, so I've ordered the long ones as well. So I've long yards, and I got Kerry's snake beans as well. It's a
can't backtrack now, Danny.
Snake bean, which is a gourd, not a bean. No, I believe is a. Well, what? That's Kerry. I don't believe this is what's happened because the snake bean I harvested beans and they weren't a gourd. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, well, they look like long yard beans to me. That's why I was planning on putting back in. So I'm glad. What are your favourite bush tomatoes? House, Latar, they're my favourites. What about you, Annie? Do you do any bush tomatoes?
Not exotic. I like the Roma.
Yeah, I find they have a soggy bottom though, don't they? The Roma. They have a lot of blossom end rot. That's what I find. No. Every year the Roma.
Never have. You need to sort the calcium out in your soil, then.
No, I'm not faffing with them like that. They carry on, and that's it.
I'm not feeding my plants.
No, but all my other tomatoes. All my tomatoes always go fine. Those Roma, absolute.
You do need to thin them out though, because they just go crazy and they get top heavy and their bowels can break.
They are something you need to prune.
Yeah. There was another question as well. What's the best run of beans for it? But I think this question was when we were talking about for storing beans, like you said, Tony. You store beans as well, don't you?
Yes, then I'll store all my beans. The white ones that you saw when you came were Kazara Moonlight. I've got Firestorm. So many different beans there that I've got the Rhonda Blacks there. That brown one that's not even named because it's just something that happened from cross-pollination. And the reason being is if you're storing them for bean, you can plant them, but I like to add as many different colors into stews and things when I'm doing that. So, I'll store yin yang beans and, so there's just so many different beans. And I primarily do it for color and size and things. Like the Greek's Gigantes are great as well because they're white like the yin yang and, like the Khazar and the Moonlight, but they're like twice the size.
Like a butter bean, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is good. This is painful. Kerry was right.
What was that, Daddy?
I got back to hell. Did you see that then? I said Kerry was right and I went red again. What's going on?
You got the devil in you.
I've always said that she's got a link with downstairs, that woman.
It's that light behind you, it is.
I know, but it scares me. Honestly, I'm gonna have nightmares over this now.
Start calling you Lucifer.
Did I send you Roma tomatoes? Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Ali. The seeds that I had, honestly, I didn't expect the parcel to be as big as it was, but yeah, it's that time of year now where Ali sends out her seeds to everyone and those quirky tomatoes. I said I wasn't going to do many quirky tomatoes, but yeah. Why are they called Tsar? Isn't it Tsar?
Bizarre.
It's bizarre. No, it is Tsar, isn't it? Tsar.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Is it just Tsar?
They call him Tsar, but it's a silent C, isn't it?
Yeah. Jane Kelly always got to try and put an hornet's nest in, didn't she? Did you have to soak dried beans before you use them in stews? No, I just chuck them in. I do, didn't you, Tony? And then they just absorb the juices as well. I think
stew for so long that
you know what, a lamb stew and then throwing those beans in. You should honestly the juice that goes inside them. It's like having a lamb. Kerry, cover your ears here. It's like having a lamb bean. It's like having a lamb bean. A lamb bean. A Lamborghini. On that note, thank you so much everyone for watching tonight. This has been the most randomest live I've ever had. Honestly,
I think it has, yes.
From the start when I got thrown off my own life, all the way through. Thank you so much anyway. It's been I don't know if you noticed how my chair's going down. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, right. Anyway, that was the wrong button. I'm going to have to move the cam. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Tony, this is what it feels like to be there. Like, hang on now. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight. Thank you so much, Claire, for coming on at short notice. Tony, thank you so much for giving up some of your time. Annie, it's always a pleasure having Annie on. I mean, I'm not saying I got favourites, but... I'm not saying that. Linda, you're always going to be in the top.
You have to come and stay, Danny.
Annie, do you know what? And I reckon we should go live at your house, Annie. Imagine that after a couple of bottles of wine. God, there'd be nothing left of our channels. Nothing left.
Look at this salad and garlic.
as long as you can last long enough without cramp. Well, put some salt in our wine.
I'm sorry about that, folks.
Annie, that's all right. It was all part of this live tonight. Honestly, if anyone's watching, I don't even know why I'm saying this. Try and subscribe to our channels because Claire, thanks for keeping some normality to the lives tonight.
Well, I've tried.
You tried.
And she didn't mention the telehandler either.
She didn't mention the telehandler once tonight.
Or the shed.
Or the wash pot. Let me have a look who's on next week so that you all know who's on. And also, if you're watching, you're on.
So that I'll
next
know
week.
that I'm not on. Yeah.
Next week is a bit of a... This one is... These people haven't been on my lives before, apart from Christine. So next week, Julie and John's on, from Julie and John's Allotment.
Oh, lovely.
We met them, so come along next week.
Met them in Malvern, didn't we?
We
met them in
yes.
Malvern. Julie and John's Allotment. Go over and give them a subscribe. They started off, and Julie, they're just such lovely people, in there. Like, they really are. And they're just showing what they're doing on their allotment, and I think that they're lovely people. So hopefully they're at Malvern again this year. Christine's on, and also Mark from Plot 21's on as well. Now, Mark's not been on any lives before. I'm excited to see Mark on here because he is a bit of a character, and yeah.
And I'm going to make an appearance.
And Annie's coming on as well. Do you know what, Annie?
With some garlic.
Annie, do you know what? Let's just scrap it. You on again next week, all right? Just come for the whole live, Annie. Bring a bottle of wine there. You may as well come on as well, Annie. You are. I'll add you onto the list if you're free, Annie. You haven't got to, but I'm sure I could charm you into come in. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Linda, as always, for being the background of this channel.
You're welcome.
And Linda, Linda, are you over the plot tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
Come on, Linda, sort it out, love. I'm bloody starving you.
I'm starving.
What's the weather? I don't know.
Linda, I haven't had a cup of coffee with Linda. Linda, it must be over a month or so now. Do you reckon?
It's
Maybe 2.
Isn't it? It's been a few weeks, hasn't it?
You should, honestly, I've had to buy new clothes.
You lost weight, have you, Danny?
Yeah, honestly. You won't believe it. I'm like a lollipop.
Well, thin legs and round at the top.
Yeah, I just a round head.
We've got to celebrate, haven't we? We've got to
celebrate, Linda, both our achievements for this month. So, yes.
So will I get a caterpillar cake then?
Calm down, Linda.
He's going to get you a slug cake.
Linda, I'm going to get you... Well, Linda, I'm going to get you something... I'm going to get you a cake, Linda. Don't you buy me a cake, Linda, this time. Let's break the mold. I'm going to buy you a cake because I feel like you should be celebrated because you haven't been on YouTube that long. You've took over the world. You've took over YouTube. Everyone loves your personality. So, and your Jamaican music. I mean...
Are you
Linda's the only channel I know. You go on there to watch turnips and you end up making rice and peas in the background. Do you know what I mean?
Are you doing something on your channel to celebrate it, Linda?
I hadn't really
I'm going over there and eating cake with her. I mean, that's the thing. But yeah, Linda, well, let me know if you're over tomorrow, Linda, and if you are. But if you're not on the weekend, I can still pop over. But tomorrow's going to be really nice and sunny, so I'm going to be over filming. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And last week, for some reason, I said thank you so much for watching. And then these lives, these restreams, for some reason, Tony, they're cutting off the last minute of the lives. I think they just, I don't know. I think they just had enough of Mayu last week, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking. I know she's watching today.
She's lovely.
She's all right. She's not bad.
She's lovely.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.
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 I'm just going to sit here now and hopefully...
Oh, you didn't even tell them they could put their channels up. Hang on.
I haven't pressed end screen, so if you've got a YouTube channel, type in the chat now.
See, guys, I'm looking after you.
If you've got a YouTube channel, type in YouTube.
Good one, Robin. You get in there.
Robin's always the first there. She's got it saved.
Robin, I'm surprised Kerry. Oh, it is Kerry.
Oh, she's always second. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Pop in YouTube. We can wait you in there. We'll just wait you.
Saved you guys.
I'll just wait you in a minute. Well, you know. You've done all what you need to do, yeah. But thank you so much for coming on. I don't know if you was here then, Robin, but you was guest the gardener this week as well. I said who was on next week. That's it. Have you all finished now? No, we're still going. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I'm going to have to cancel now. Mayu, I'm only joking. You are one of my favourites. I'm not saying I got a favourite, but it ain't you, Mayu. It's Annie. It's Annie. Julie and John, goodbye, Julie and John. Hopefully we'll see you. Well, good luck for next week's live on you, because God help you, Julie. Have a bottle of vodka before you come on, Lev, because you'll need it.
Drink. That's why I've been drinking.
Me and Jane Kelly did a live once, and God, I was 2 bottles down. Honestly, I nearly ended my career and my YouTube channel. God, I was bloody off my nut, bloody drunk, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. We've done a live drunk as well, haven't we, Linda? Remember when
drank?
Well, I was.
Right, you can end it
We
now,
were
Danny.
merry.
We were merry. We were laughing at nasturtiums, Linda. What do you mean?
We were merry.
I thought I'd seen a face on one of them. Honestly, it was too far. Right. Oh, you are. Sorry, Debs. What was your question? Ask us next week then, unless you got it. Oh, God, this live. I'm gonna have to cut this all out. Mal from the Veg Plot, man, you still haven't got back to me about coming on these lives. Come on, you can't come on next week. Annie's still in the slot now.